The FDA has approved an expansion of Takeda's Hyquia to treat children with primary immunodeficiency. The subcutaneous immunoglobulin therapy can now be administered to patients 2 years and older, while it was originally approved in the US in 2014 for those aged 70 years and older. Hyquia is the only PI treatment administered once a month, making it more accessible to young patients who may find intravenous administration challenging. The approval was based on a phase 3 trial of 44 patients aged 2 to 16, which showed a significantly lower annual rate of acute serious bacterial infections compared to predefined success rates. Researchers from the University of Basel have developed a method to produce specially twisted molecules, an important component in the development of new organic LADs. The team made use of a reaction that can split carbon-hydrogen and carbon-bromine compounds to create carbon-carbon bonds, allowing them to control the chirality of the helicin molecules they produce. This technique has the potential to create longer chains of benzene rings as well. The synthesized molecules were found to strongly absorb and emit circularly polarized light, a key property for the development of new materials for OLEDs. The researchers believe that their strategy has great potential for the synthesis of complex functional molecules. A new study has revealed that pregnant women who have anti-SSARO antibodies could be at risk of a spontaneous abortion and other adverse pregnancy outcomes. The antibodies used in the diagnosis of lupus and Sjogren's syndrome were linked to maternal outcomes such as pregnancy termination, preterm labor, and cesarean operations, according to researchers who conducted a systematic review and meta-analysis of studies. Fetal outcomes included prenatal death, slow intrauterine growth, endocardial fibroelastosis, dilated cardiomyopathy, congenital heart block, and cutaneous neonatal lupus erythematosus. The study, which analyzed data from 1,920 pregnancies, found that additional studies with real-world cohorts were needed to validate the findings. Zimmer Biomet's Persona IQ Smart Knee implant has been submitted to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, for approval under their New Technology Add-on Payment (NTAP) program. The implant includes a cemented knee implant and a sensor that tracks data on a person's gait, range of motion, and step count. The NTAP, if approved, would be effective from October 1, 2023. Zimmer Biomet's rival Stryker is still assessing the potential of smart implants before deciding whether to invest significantly in the field. Hearix Group, the company behind the OTC hearing aid brand Lixie, has funded a clinical trial in South Africa to compare the effectiveness of audiologist-fitted versus self-fitted hearing aids. The study found that after 2 weeks, the self-fitted group outperformed the audiologist-fitted group in a background noise assessment and self-reported abbreviated profile of hearing aid benefit global score. However, by week 6, there were no differences between the two groups. The findings suggest that consumers who follow Lex's instructional material and smartphone application can fit the Lumen device as effectively as audiologists, but the study had limitations such as a small sample size and a lack of blinding. Researchers have made significant advances in developing therapies for Parkinson's disease. Focused ultrasound treatment and non-surgical incisionless therapy can improve motor impairment in patients and tackle involuntary movements in the face, arms, legs, or trunk caused by the oral medication levodopa. In a clinical trial, 75% of Parkinson's patients who received the treatment showed improvements in motor function and reduced dyskinesia for up to a year. Deep brain stimulation, which has been used since 1997 to treat Parkinson's tremor, has been approved to treat earlier stages of the disease, and studies suggest it could also be used in combination with stem cell therapy or gene therapy. Federal regulators are considering new rules for the use of ethylene oxide or ETO for medical device sterilization due to health risks. ETO is used to sterilize around half of all medical devices, but its health risks have led to a search for alternatives. There are currently no ETO alternatives for some products, and ETO is the least likely sterilization method to harm a medical device's materials or components. Radiation sterilization is an alternative, but it can damage electronics in medical devices and certain polymers and plastics. The FDA is working with 4 companies to identify new sterilization methods, and potential alternatives include supercritical carbon dioxide sterilization, nitrogen dioxide sterilization, accelerator-based radiation sterilization, and vaporized hydrogen peroxide ozone sterilization. A new article outlines the top neurodegenerative disease readouts for 2023, including biomarkers and clinical endpoints used to evaluate disease progression and treatment efficacy. The focus is on Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease, and amyotrophic lateral sclerosis or ALS, with an emphasis on the importance of identifying reliable and sensitive measures for early detection and monitoring of these debilitating conditions. The article highlights emerging technologies and techniques, such as fluid biomarkers, neuroimaging, and digital tools that are revolutionizing the field of neurodegeneration research and paving the way for more effective treatments in the future. California-based biotech company Acelyrin has filed an initial public offering or IPO to advance its immunology programs in the clinic. Acelyrin is yet to reveal how many shares of common stock it will sell or how much it expects to raise. The company's lead candidate is izokibep, an antibody mimetic designed to target and inhibit IL-17A. The biotech aims to use the proceeds of the IPO and accelerate the development of its portfolio, which includes clinical and preclinical programs for various conditions such as hidradenitis suppurativa, psoriatic arthritis, and uveitis. Acelyrin has won more than $550 million in committed capital since its launch, including a $300 million Series C in September 2022. Oxford Nanopore Technologies and bioMérieux are collaborating to use the former's DNA sequencing technology in new diagnostics for detecting infectious diseases. The companies will initially focus on selected opportunities in the field, such as determining the antibiotic resistance of tuberculosis cases or screening for hidden pathogens in samples that would normally be sterile. The two firms also plan to validate a combination of Oxford Nanopore's platform with bioMérieux's EpiSec-CS software, which is used to track infection outbreaks in hospital settings through whole genome sequencing of bacteria. Cognitive Therapeutics, a neuromodulation company, has recruited 2 executives to advance its HOPE trial of a light and sound neuromodulation technology for Alzheimer's. The company's personalized headset delivers gamma-frequency light and sounds in order to stimulate the brain's process of removing proteins, activating immune cells, and strengthening brain connections. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has expanded the indication for the use of teprotumumab or Tepezza to treat thyroid eye disease. The new language permits the drug to be used for any level of activity or duration in adults, regardless of the severity or length of their condition. This move follows the publication of results from a Phase 4 trial that showed teprotumumab was effective in reducing proptosis or eye bulging in adults with long-standing thyroid eye disease and low activity scores. No new safety signals were observed. The drug had already been approved by the FDA in January 2020 for the treatment of thyroid eye disease. Gamidosol, an Israel-based biotech that recently laid off staff and shelved pipeline candidates, has received FDA approval for its allogeneic cell therapy, Omisurge. The drug spits off the recovery of neutrophils, a type of white blood cell, in blood cancer patients undergoing umbilical cord blood transplantation after chemotherapy or radiation, reducing the risk of infection. Gamido has struggled to get Omisurge approved, with funding drying up and delays from the FDA, which requested more information about the company's manufacturing facility. However, shares in the company rose 39% upon news of the approval. Thanks for watching my Biotech News Update. If you found this video informative, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more updates. Additionally, all the sources used in this video can be found in the description below. Stay tuned for more exciting news in biotech.